I still remember the moment everything changed. I was sitting on my bathroom floor at 2 a.m., staring at my phone, watching my bank account hit zero while 3 maxed-out credit cards sat on the counter. $15,000 in debt. No savings. No plan, no hope. I couldn't even afford to buy groceries that week. And the worst part? I had no idea how I'd gotten there. That night, I made a decision that saved my life. 2.5 years later, I was completely debt-free. This is how I did it. I remember the exact moment I realized I was drowning. It was a Tuesday morning. I woke up, grabbed my phone, and opened my banking app like I did every day. And I just stared. 3 credit cards maxed out. 1 personal loan I had taken to pay off another loan. Rent due in 5 days. Less than $200 in my account. My chest tightened. I thought, how did I get here? I had a job. I wasn't lazy. I didn't see myself as reckless. But somehow, I was stuck in a cycle I couldn't escape. Every month, I worked. Every month, I got paid. And every month, the money disappeared before I could even breathe. I was living paycheck to paycheck. Worse, I was living in debt paycheck to paycheck. And the scariest part was that I had no idea how to stop. If you've ever felt that suffocating weight of owing more than you have, if you've ever lain awake at night doing mental math, trying to figure out which bill you can delay this time, if you've ever felt ashamed, embarrassed, or completely overwhelmed by your finances, then my story is your story too. I'm not here to promise you that you'll be rich in 90 days. I'm here to tell you how I went from drowning in debt to finally breathing again, and if I could do it, you can too. I didn't go into debt because of some huge tragedy, no medical emergency. No sudden job loss. I went into debt through small, stupid decisions every day for years. It started when I was 22 and got my first credit card. The bank approved me for a limit I had never seen in my account before. It felt like free money. Spoiler, it wasn't. I bought things I didn't need, clothes I wore once, dinners I couldn't afford, gadgets that made me feel successful for about a week. I told myself, I'll pay it off next month, but next month never came. Next month had rent, bills, and another small emergency. So I paid the minimum. And the debt grew. Then came a second card to help manage the first. Then a third. Then a personal loan to consolidate everything and make it easier. But nothing became easier because the real problem wasn't the cards. The real problem was me. I had no plan, no discipline, no understanding of how money truly worked. I spent emotionally bad day at work, order food, feeling lonely, buy something online. Bored on Saturday? Go shopping. I wasn't buying objects. I was buying relief. Every purchase gave me 5 minutes of happiness and months of stress. By 27, I owed more than $15,000, and I was barely surviving. The breaking point came on a random Thursday night. A friend invited me to a birthday dinner. Nothing fancy, just a restaurant. And I realized I couldn't go. Not because I didn't want to, but because I genuinely couldn't afford a $20 meal. I lied, said I was busy, hung up, and then cried quietly on my couch. I was tired of lying, tired of avoiding friends, tired of checking my balance before buying groceries, tired of feeling like a failure. That night, I did something I had avoided for years. I took a notebook and wrote down every single thing I owed. Credit card 1, $4,300. Card 2, $3,800. Card 3, $2,100. Personal loan, $5,200. Total, $15,400. Seeing it on paper was terrifying but also clarifying. For the first time, I wasn't running from the number. I was facing it, and I promised myself, I will get out of this. No matter how long it takes. I didn't discover a genius secret. I didn't hire a professional. I didn't declare bankruptcy. I started with 3 simple actions. Over the next 2.5 years, they changed everything. The first thing I did was stop lying to myself. I began tracking every single dollar. I downloaded a simple app and for 1 month logged everything: coffee, rides, snacks, random purchases. At the end, I realized I was spending over $600 a month on things I didn't even remember. $600, almost half of a serious debt payment. So I set a rule: before buying anything that wasn't rent, bills, or basic food, I had to wait 24 hours. If I still wanted it the next day, I could buy it. 90% of the time, I forgot about it. That one rule saved me hundreds every month. Then I built a debt attack plan. I couldn't pay $15,000 overnight, but I could kill 1 card. I used the Debt Snowball Method. I listed all debts from smallest to largest, paid the minimum on all, and threw every extra dollar at the smallest. When that one died, I rolled that payment into the next one. It wasn't just about math, it was psychological. The first card took 4 months. When I made that final payment, I screamed alone in my apartment. It was just $2,000, but it felt like the first real victory I'd had in years. That feeling of progress became fuel. I also needed to earn more. I knew I couldn't cut my way out only with sacrifice. So I started freelancing on weekends, using skills I already had. At first $50 a week, then $100, then $200. Every cent went to debt. I sold things I didn't use: clothes, electronics, furniture. It wasn't glamorous. It was survival. Nobody talks about this part. Getting out of debt is not pretty. It's not motivational quotes. It's saying no over and over. It's staying home while your friends go out. It's eating simple meals. It's scrolling through social media and feeling left behind. There were nights I wanted to quit. Nights I thought, what's the point? I'll never get ahead anyway. But every time I wanted to give up, I looked at my tracker and saw the numbers falling. Slowly, painfully, but falling. That kept me going. 2 years and 4 months after starting, I made the final payment. $15,400. Gone. I stared at the screen. Balance. $0. No fireworks. No big celebration, just a long exhale. For the first time in years, I felt light. Getting out of debt didn't just fix my bank account. It changed who I was. I had learned discipline, patience, and that I was capable of doing hard things consistently. Once the debt was gone, something powerful appeared in my life. Options. I didn't have to accept the first job offer out of fear. I didn't have to stay somewhere toxic because I couldn't afford to leave. I didn't have to panic at every unexpected expense. I had created breathing room. And even after I paid everything, I refused to go back to the old version of me. I kept tracking my spending. I continued living below my means. I started paying my future self first. I built an emergency fund, saved 3 months of expenses, then began investing small amounts every month. I realized the debt wasn't the main enemy. My habits were. If I didn't change them, I'd return to the same hole. If I could talk to my younger self, I would say, debt is not a moral failure. You are not a bad person because you owe money. You just made decisions without a plan like millions of people. But denial keeps you trapped. Facing the numbers sets you free. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be honest, consistent, and patient. I was drowning in debt. No one came to save me. But the day I stopped waiting for rescue and decided to become my own solution, everything started to change. Your journey won't look exactly like mine. Your numbers are different. Your story is different. But the decision is the same. Will you keep running from your finances, or will you finally sit down, face the truth, and take back control, one small step at a time?